My name is Katrina, and this is my story. I did not grow up in church. I actually was born and raised by a heroin addict who was in and out of treatment most of her life, and therefore me and my brother, we were in and out of foster care. And I had a few experiences in church, and but nothing consistent and nothing stuck. By the time I was 13 years old, I was put into a boarding school because I was already experimenting with drugs and just a crazy lifestyle. And I actually went to a Baptist boarding school in Oneida, Kentucky, and was introduced a little bit to God on a deeper level, but I couldn't hear things right. And anything I heard was condemning and shaming, and I just couldn't hear God. And my life didn't change. It got worse for a long time. And when I was 23 years old, I came off the street. I got clean and sober, and was introduced to God. And on my journey through that, I began to question God about Jesus. And during some of those questions and prayers on seeking God and what it is that He would have me believe, I was introduced to Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. And since then, my life's never been the same. And I would love to say that it's been perfect and that I haven't screwed up and that I learned what all sins were and that I never did anything wrong again, but that's not the case. And I still couldn't hear exactly right. So whenever I would go to my Bible or read stories in the Bible, I was uncomfortable because things that I would read in there would speak to the old person that I was, and I would close my Bible and I'd be afraid. But I didn't give up, and I kept praying and seeking, and God kept showing up in my life and showing me that that I was His child and I was precious to Him. But it took me a really, really long time to believe, trust, and accept that. But I kept going, and I think when God intervened in my life, it wasn't just all of a sudden, Shazam, everything's great, because it wasn't that way. I couldn't hear. And gradually, step by step, He gave me little tools and little tidbits along the way that encouraged my heart to heed Him and to come to Him and to let Him do the work in my heart and my mind, because of myself, I couldn't do the work. I didn't have the strength. I didn't have the courage. I didn't have the background to do those things. God has just done a work in my life and in my mind and in my heart. And today, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that Jesus is my Lord and Savior. I am a child of God. And not to be arrogant or anything like that, but I am precious to Him. And He has never given up on me. And sometimes I feel like the story of the Bible, because He keeps coming back and coming back and coming back throughout the Bible and forgiving His children and warning and giving more messages and loving His children, and that's what He's done to me. And I pray that for the rest of my life I will stay close to God and never turn my back on Him. That's all.